Thursday, September 19th, 2024. And excuse me while I pull myself together after that segment from Christopher Reeve's Children. Oh God. um, I'll have to watch that documentary at home. Um, because boy, that's a weepy moment. And you know, I didn't realize that Will Reeve was 15 when both his parents were dead. And who raised him the rest of his teenage years? Um, that's I want to know that, but there's no Wikipedia page on Will Reeve, which is weird because he's a TV personality. And gave me one of my favorite moments from the pandemic when he did a report, a Zoom from on ABC News. He had his jacket and his tie and his shirt and his gym shorts, and his legs were completely visible in the shot. So I will always be grateful for that. Um, anyway, we had a good half hour of Hillary Clinton roundtable on The View today. And I love me some Hills. I bet she is fun to talk to at a dinner party or a cocktail party. And, she just, man, she's full of stories. And I just thought when this book came out, I was like, fuck, another book. I got Hard Choices, which was basically her presidential application, her application to become president. Um, I got What Happened, which was really hard to read. Um, but now that I understand what this book is about, maybe I'll listen to it. I listened to Michelle Obama's book, and that was great. I loved her telling me those stories. Um, but maybe it'll be fun. It'll feel like being at a cocktail party with Hills if she reads me the book. Um, my favorite version of Hillary was when she was Secretary of State and she let her hair grow long, and she was in somewhere in South America, and she was with her staff and they were at some bar, and she's like dancing and throwing her hair back, and they're doing some sort of line dance, and she's swigging beers, and I was like, that lady knows how to have fun. But it is interesting just at this particular moment in time. I do believe her that she doesn't really have any animosity towards um, Kamala Harris at this moment. That that she does believe she's the right person at the right time, and I think I think she still carries a lot of the burden of guilt for the outcome in 2016. She shouldn't really. Again, it's an electoral college failure. Um, she really only lost the presidency by 75,000 votes, even though she got 3 million more votes across the country than he did. Um, so, there were some tactical errors in not concentrating enough on Michigan and whatever, but there were forces that were working against her. So, I feel like I don't know. I hope that she's worked through that, but I can't imagine that doesn't weigh on her. Um, like for the rest of her days in some capacity, one way or another. Um, and I don't want to talk about those other guys. It was nice to have a day. We just kind of focused on some some hope and optimism towards what's going to happen in November. I watched Rachel Maddow on Stephen Colbert last night, and it was just like I had to turn it off. It was like I can't. I don't want to. I know it's going to be. We got a big road ahead of us post election. Um, so it was like that was too disheartening to go to bed to. Um, but I will say this one thing um, that about the other side. Not only did JD Vance admit that he will make up stories to get the media to cover them, he just said at some sort of question and answer rally when he was confronted with uh, the truth that the Haitian migrants in Ohio are legal migrants. They're under a temporary status, and which is granted to them legally, and so they are legal immigrants. And he said, "I'm going to keep calling them illegals." I wonder how he would feel if people were telling his wife that um, she's illegal and she should go back to where she came from. Or would he not even care because he has zero moral compass? He did say, she's not white, but I love her anyway. So I don't know. Um, I do feel like, based on this, every time the man says something, he needs to be asked whether or not that's truthful. Um, and I mean, he seriously, it's hard to, it can't, nothing he says can be taken on face value, from this point forward. And I would hope that journalists would start to push back on that. Is this another made up story? Are you just saying that because you're choosing that word as opposed to the actual truth? Um, so you know, I know I keep saying it. Corporate media is not our friend. They're not going to do it, but they should. And I'm continually impressed with how Harris uh, forges ahead, kind of ignoring the corporate media, still getting a message out, talking to influencers and local news, and through ads and through rallies, uh, and sort of eschewing the whole process, knowing what the corporate media does. And they are like, they're spinning out of control as much as Trump is. It's driving them much crazy as Trump is being driven crazy. He said yesterday somewhere that you know uh, they replaced him with her, and she's apparently a woman and doing better than he was, meaning Biden. And he was like shocked. It's like, how does a woman do better than a man? Anyway. Uh See, there are things I don't know. Um I don't know why sometimes I can find it funny and sometimes I'm just completely enraged. But I guess because today was a little bit of a joyful and tearful episode of The View. Um that you know, it's nice to have a candidate that we can sort of hold your head up high about, and feel good about, that has this much momentum. We just got to make sure people vote, um, vote and vote early.